Any resolution to the alleged serial killer that lives around the corner from you?
No, but a new detail this week. Another person was kidnapped from that bar. This week. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with that at this bar. I'm not going there.
So this was a doctor.
Yeah, it was a doctor. Drugged and kidnapped.
Where is Norwalk?
Connecticut.
Okay. After being held against his will for a weekend last month, a Norwalk hospital doctor was finally freed when he said he had to go to work. According to a police report, on the morning of July 23rd, the doctor went inside the hospital to alert security about a turbulent weekend. Meanwhile, his alleged captors, this is what's weird about this story, who threatened to kill him and was possibly armed, and an accomplice waited outside the doctor's vehicle and just let the guy go into the hospital. All right. So this seems like a television show or some kind of movie gone wrong. The facility was then placed on lockdown, and the two were immediately arrested. According to an incident from the Norwalk Police Department, this guy, age 43, threatened to the doctor multiple times and had him withdraw money from his bank account. The guy then took the doctor on a shopping spree throughout the Bronx, which is part of New York City, if you're not aware, purchasing clothes and shoes before going to a barbershop for a haircut and then off to a strip club, the report states. The Norwalk Hospital declined to comment about the kidnapping, noting that police are still investigating the incident. The event started on July 21st. The doctor told police he met with friends for a show at the Brooklyn Mirage in Brooklyn, New York. That's a nightclub, a dance club? What is it?
That's the nightclub that all the shit's happening at.
No, but I mean, it's a nightclub, right? Dancing or a concert venue or something?
It's like I think it's probably some sort of venue club type thing.
Okay.
Like I could see the neon lights from my porch. Like they have like the Batman lights going all night. You know, it's like those are kind of places. Because it's in an industrial area. Like there's nothing else there, which is why everything is so sketchy. There's not like 24-hour cameras around. It's like probably one of those places where you can probably still get away with murder type situation, you know? Like, and
clearly it's working.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the Brooklyn Mirage in Brooklyn, New York, once the show was over, he got into a taxi to go to his vehicle, which was parked several blocks away. When the doctor got into a cab, there was another man in the back seat. The cab driver said he was taking them to an after-hours party in Manhattan and refused to take the doctor to his vehicle. Once at the party, the driver demanded payment, but the doctor refused, said he did not take him to where he needed to go. They got into a verbal argument, and at one point the cab driver tried to punch him, the report states. The other guy intervened to diffuse the tension, according to the incident report. The other guy, who identified himself as Tony G's, plural, not just one, plural G's. Tony G's told the doctor.
G-E-E-S?
No, G apostrophe S.
Okay, G's.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Those guys.
G-E-E-Z.
Here's my mixtape.
Yeah. So Tony G told the doctor that he was the party's promoter. Inside the party, the doctor said Tony G started acting weird, stating he was the doctor's protection and he was packing as he touched his waistband. At Tony G's direction, he and the doctor took a lift from Manhattan back to Brooklyn, where he got into the doctor's car. This I don't understand either. I mean, it's already hard to understand, but I don't understand why this guy got into the doctor's car. Tony G told the doctor he would show him around his neighborhood in the Bronx. Tony G told the doctor that he's, quote, put people in bags before. Jesus. And that he lets bullets fly. Tony G also threatened the doctor, stating he was going to kill him, but he would then smile and laugh at him, according to the incident report. At one point, Tony G had... I love that it's all Tony G. Tony G...
Was it related to Mr. G, the weatherman?
I don't know. Maybe.
Pix 11, yeah.
Benjamin... that was the guy's name. Whoops. Tony G had the doctor withdraw money from several ATMs. The doctor said he was able to take out only about $1,000, though Tony G wanted $20,000. The incident report stated Tony G forced the doctor to use his banking app to see if he could take out more money. He then gave Tony G the money, which he was giving...
You do like a wire transfer? Like, dude, like, come on.
I don't know how this is all working here.
Well, you got my routing number, too?
It's like, hey, can you get out that QR code for your Venmo and let me just scan your phone and see if we can send it over? He then gave Tony G the money, which he was giving it out to people and his friends. Oh, so the doctor gave the money to Tony G. Tony G then turned around and was starting to hand it out to people and his friends throughout the neighborhood. The doctor told
Tony G sounds like an awesome dude. I kind of want to hang out with him. I feel like I might die, but I also might get some money.
He is, in every sense of the word, or every sense of the term, a G. He really is. The doctor told police that
shoots a bunch of kids and he's like, yeah, it's nothing but a G thing. They're like, what?
And then he starts singing the song and it's like, this is just kill me now. The doctor told the police that throughout the day they were going on a shopping spree throughout the Bronx. They stopped at several stores, including a Foot Locker. They tried to purchase items from a few other stores, but the doctor's ATM card and credit card kept getting declined. Tony G also took the doctor to the what?
He's not a very good doctor, so he doesn't have enough money.
Apparently not. Where are we here? Tony G also took the doctor to his personal barbershop where he got a haircut and then off to a strip club. During the entire incident, the doctor was going along with what Tony G wanted him to do because whenever he stated he had to leave to go to work, Tony G would get angry. While Tony G, the doctor who was on call for the weekend, started to take calls from patients and staff. At the strip club, he's taking crucial phone calls from the patient and staff. Early on the morning of the 23rd, the doctor received a call from the emergency department about a patient. Though he didn't need to see the patient urgently, he told Tony G it was an emergency and noted he had to get to work or else people would start to look for him, according to the incident report. Tony G was unable to drive the doctor's manual vehicle, so he contacted another friend, age 50.
Who still has a manual vehicle these days? Like, is he driving like a 1980s like just Jeep Wrangler from like, you know, like?
I have no clue. I guess a lot of those fancier sports cars are all still manual. They're not automatic.
Sure.
So Tony G was unable to drive the doctor's manual vehicle, so he contacted a friend, age 50, to bring them to the Norwalk Hospital, according to the report. The three of them pulled into the hospital garage around 3:40 a.m., and the doctor reported the incident to the hospital security, who placed the facility on immediate lockdown, and according to the incident report, while police spoke, this must be a legal thing, by the way, as they're writing this story out, because it's so far-fetched that they keep stating after each paragraph, according to the incident report.
Well, because what's interesting is that, like, when it first came out that he was kidnapped, and before all these details came out, like, a lot of people were like, I think this guy just went on a bender and spent a lot of money and is trying to come up with excuses so that he didn't get in trouble for it. But then all these details started coming out, and people were arrested. Everyone's like, I don't fucking know.
This is a movie.
Yeah.
Okay. So the hospital was placed on immediately on the facility was placed on immediate lockdown, according to the incident report. While police spoke with the doctor, officers found Tony G, and his friend in the vehicle and took them into custody. The doctor noted that the friend never threatened him during the incident, according to the report. Tony G was the one threatening him, stating he had a gun at all times. Tony G of the Bronx was charged with second-degree kidnapping and possession of a controlled substance.
Doctor.
The what?
Possession of a
doctor. Kidnapping and possession of a controlled substance. His bond was initially set at $1 million, but was later released on a promise to appear.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's such a weird thing. Like, what is happening in this case? Like, why didn't the guy kidnap him and then just be like, write me a bunch of fake prescriptions and I'll just take those drugs and then go, like, sell them?
I don't know. The friend was charged with conspiracy to commit second-degree kidnapping. His bond was initially set at $250,000. He was also later released on a promise to appear. Tony G and his friend are next scheduled to appear in State Superior Court in Stamford, Connecticut on September 19th. And that's all I have for the rest of that story for now. It could be what Giddle said. This whole thing could be a cover story that the guy went on a bender and trying to cover
his tracks. We see it happen
tracks
all the time. There's like always these stories of like shit that happens, and like because it could have happened because 2 people have been killed at this bar, and be like, oh, maybe if I just say that it happened at this bar, people will believe it. But he could have been kidnapped by Tony G. We don't know. Like any of this shit is like 100% plausible.
Tony
G, gangster from 1997.
Yeah.
Because that's how he spoke, and that's how it sounds. I mean, I'm seeing 90s punk bands. This guy's acting.
Let me tell you something. There was a guy around the corner from me who 100% could be Tony G. Like, this guy's got a car with lowrider. He's got like 50 bumper stickers on the back. You know, like all these stupid things that like older people who think they're still cool have. Like,
my kid is an honor student.
Yeah, no, like,
my kid beat up your honor student.
No, it's even worse than that. It's like the New York edgy version. Like, I'm cool. My kids are pieces of shit. And then he like that's no joke. One of his bumper stickers says that. He's got another one that just says like "Bing bong, go fuck yourself." Another one that's like "My other car is your mom." Like it's just like all these stickers, and he drives around the volume at like 1,000, and he's like 60, and he just wears the wife beater, and he thinks he's cool. It's like I'm gonna call him Tony G and be like, "Yo, what's up, Tony G?" Next time I see him, he's got like the Ralph Wiggum peeing sticker, like where it's like the Calvin and Hobbes, but it's Ralph Wiggum instead. It's just, he's got every fucking bumper sticker.
If this story is true, he probably only was kept alive because he has the means to entertain all this stuff that Tony G wanted to do. If Gittles got kidnapped, we'd never hear the rest of this story because they'd go to him and he's just like, I don't know what to tell you. I can't help you here.
I'm like, you guys need recipes? Like, I can cook for you.
I can get you steaks.
Yeah, 35% off. It's the best I can.
We hear the same story. Gittles is kidnapped, winds up in the Bronx, and his now Tony G's handing out Wagyu steaks at Gittles' expense.
Tony G's like ends up the new godfather of the mafia. He's like he like brings me in like I'm like when Bart becomes like works for the mob and he's
making Manhattans.
Yeah, he's making Manhattans.
Give me 3 fingers of milk, Ma.
Yeah, except the mob's like, all right, we're gonna start a cooking TikTok, and he's like, just kill me now. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm getting anxiety.
I don't want anything to do with this.
Just kill me.
Well, that was a loaded question if anything was going on in Gittles' neighborhood, and now we know.
I find it weird that it's that one bar seems to be the central focal point of like some real serious shit.
You know what? It feels like
impossible murders.
It's in an industrial area. There's like really nothing around there. Like the cabs don't know how to find this place. Like if you're outside,
Mirage.
Like, but what I'm saying, like you could be outside, you don't even get cell phone reception. So it's like people will call an Uber, they can't even find their car when they get outside.
It looks like that club in the movie The Mask where the sky's all green and pink from the methane, because it's just in a toxic area of the city.
Arabian Nights. It's just that giant tiger head. You have to say the magic word to get in, and that's why nobody's going to get around.
This club feels like it's an homage to those old bars you used to hear about where people would get drunk and sit at the end of the bar, and they would throw a switch, and it would be a trap door, and then they were sold into human slavery, like on pirate ships. And
did you ever see the horror movies, The Collector and The Collection?
No.
I love both of those movies.
You know the scene in The Collection where they're all in the club? It's like the opening scene. And then like the cage comes down and then there's a giant blade. It just cuts everybody in the bar in half. It just murders everybody in the bar, like hundreds of people. That's what I imagine Brooklyn Mirage is.
What is this
those
bar?
Movies are unnecessary.
Oh, it used to be an abattoir.
I didn't see the abattoir movies.
They're all blue and dead.
Yeah. What way of water are you doing? Get away from me.
Jim Cameron's abattoir.
Yeah.